for today. Well, Kody calls Isabel and says, hey, how about if we go hang out today before your party? And I almost freaking lost it.
In a twist no one saw coming, whispers have begun to swirl across Flagstaff, and they're growing louder by the day. Robyn Brown, once seen as the most loyal, most devoted wife in Kody Brown's tangled world of sister wives, is suddenly the center of a romantic scandal that could tear the last fragile pieces of their family apart. Yes, you heard that right. Rumors are raging that Robyn, the wife who once swore she'd grow old beside Kody, is now emotionally and maybe even physically walking away. But what's making fans lose their minds isn't just the idea that Robyn's patience might be unraveling. It's who they believe she's walking toward. A mysterious, polished, wealthy man, someone far from the dysfunction of polygamy, and even farther from Kody Brown. Welcome back to Glow Gossips USA, where the secrets behind reality TV's most broken family don't stay hidden for long. Hit that subscribe button, because what we're about to dive into is more than gossip. It's a ticking time bomb. From subtle shifts in Robyn's public presence to explosive behind-the-scenes betrayal, this story could upend everything you thought you knew about the loyal fourth wife. Robyn wasn't always the lightning rod for sister wives drama. When she entered the Brown family, she was young, hopeful, and devout, eager to build something beautiful with Kody and her sister wives. But time hasn't been kind to that dream. Over the years, as Christine, Janelle, and Mary slowly peeled away from the unraveling marriage web, Robyn clung on. Fans called her manipulative, selfish, and power-hungry. Others said she was just trying to survive the collapsing walls around her. But now, the winds are shifting. Robyn isn't just surviving anymore. She may be plotting her escape. Sources in Flagstaff claim Robyn has been spotted with a man who couldn't be more different from Kody if he tried. Wealthy, poised, and completely removed from the polygamous lifestyle, he represents something Robyn may have longed for: peace. He's not a man burdened by a crumbling spiritual empire or 4 wives slipping through his fingers. He's a businessman, sharp, composed, and reportedly successful in Arizona real estate and tech. One witness described him as more country club than church pew, a subtle jab that cuts to the heart of what's really happening. Is Robyn ready to trade Kody's chaos for a quiet life of elegance and stability? And what about that life? With Kody, it's no secret things haven't been right in the Brown household for years. Financial collapse has hovered like a storm cloud over the family's every decision. Coyote Pass, their so-called dreamland, still sits barren. No homes, no unity, just broken promises. With Christine gone, Mary emotionally detached, and Janelle turning her back on the family finances, the money flow from TLC has reportedly shrunk. Kody's desperation is beginning to show. Fans have noticed his unkempt appearance, his erratic behavior, and the growing tension in his few remaining on-camera scenes. It's like the man is unraveling in real time. And Robyn? Her mansion, once the trophy of her rise in the Brown family, now feels like a cage. The echoes of children growing up and wives walking away have left her surrounded by silence. Even in public moments with Kody, something has changed. The woman who once clung to his arm like a lifeline now pulls away, both physically and emotionally. In recent one-on-one confessionals, her words carry more ambiguity than ever. "I can't control the future," she says. "There has to be stability for my kids." To some, it's a neutral sentiment. But to Sister Wives fans, it's a red flag. Robyn sounds like someone preparing her audience for a soft exit, laying the groundwork for the biggest betrayal yet. The sightings keep piling up. One Flagstaff local claims she saw Robyn at a trendy cafe more than once, with the same man. Tall, polished, his hand resting gently on hers. They weren't just friends, the witness insists. They looked like a couple. And this man? He drives a sleek black SUV, wears tailored suits, and allegedly despises the polygamist world Kody tried to build. It's almost poetic. Robyn, once his queen, could now be falling for a man who stands for everything Kody isn't. Kody's response, insiders say, is a cocktail of denial and paranoia. He refuses to believe Robyn would ever leave him. He still calls her his soulmate, his only true partner. But behind closed doors, the cracks are showing. Some sources claim Kody has grown possessive, even confrontational. He allegedly questions Robyn about her whereabouts, challenges her about the rumors, and even tries to block her from traveling solo. When he confronted her about the mystery man, she reportedly brushed it off, saying it was just a business meeting about her jewelry venture. And Kody, blinded by love or desperation, believed her, for now. But what happens if Robyn really does walk away? The fallout would be catastrophic. Kody and Robyn's finances are deeply entangled. Shared property, joint bills, perhaps even co-signed TLC deals. A divorce would throw Kody into a financial freefall. But that's not all. Robyn's children from her previous marriage, whom Kody adopted, could become part of a bitter custody battle. And TLC? Oh, they'd love every second of it. Ratings would skyrocket, but the emotional toll on the already shattered Brown family would be immeasurable. And just when you think the drama couldn't escalate further, here comes Meri Brown, angry, vocal, and demanding justice. Word has it she's asked Kody to return tens of thousands of dollars she claims he used without her consent. Money she says was meant for family expenses, not to build Robyn's dream home. Some fans believe the amount could be anywhere between $60,000 and $100,000. And for Meri, who's built her own income through B&Bs and direct sales, that's no small sum. If these claims are true, then not only has Robyn potentially found new love, she's been living in luxury partially funded by a wife Kody abandoned. This isn't just drama. This is betrayal layered with betrayal. A romantic bombshell colliding with financial injustice. And Sister Wives fans, they are eating it up, every whisper, every screenshot, every Reddit theory. Because if Robyn, the one wife who stayed, finally walks away, it confirms what the others have long tried to tell us. Kody Brown's kingdom.
I just don't know why Kody's not being supportive. It's just kind of apparent. I don't know. I don't want to.
In a storm of heartbreak, betrayal, and long-awaited confrontation, one phone call may have finally pushed the crumbling Brown empire to the edge of collapse. After years of silence, years of being pushed aside and financially drained, Meri Brown had enough. According to a source shockingly close to the situation, it was a no texts, no mediator, no BS moment. Meri picked up the phone, stared down years of frustration, and made a call directly to Kody Brown. And it wasn't pretty. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She didn't dance around the issue. She demanded her money back. "You spent it on Robyn's house," she allegedly told him flat out. "And I never approved of that." But this wasn't just emotional venting. No, Meri came prepared, with receipts, exact dates, exact amounts, exact transfers, the kind of detail that doesn't leave room for excuses. When Kody tried to spin it into one of his usual emotional monologues, Meri shut it down. She wasn't calling to reminisce about the good old days. She was calling for justice. And here's the gut punch, that house. Robyn's sprawling Flagstaff mansion, the one fans have long labeled the Queen's Palace. While Christine, Meri, and Janelle struggled in rentals, deferred home plans, and watched their dreams sit in limbo, Robyn got a custom-built dream home. It became not just a residence, but a symbol, a towering monument to favoritism, to betrayal, and now to theft. So if it's true, if Meri's money helped fund that mansion, it explains everything. The distance, the bitterness, the collapse of whatever fragile bond remained. What did Kody say in response? He tried to justify it all as a family investment. That's right. He told Meri that Robyn needed stability, and the house was for the good of everyone. Meri's reply? Cold, direct, final. "That's not my home, Kody. I didn't benefit from it at all." According to insiders, the call ended unresolved. Some even say Kody hung up in frustration. But what's clear is this. Meri is done playing nice. And she's not the only one. Christine Brown, you owe me too. In another jaw-dropping twist, Christine Brown, already remarried and thriving with her new husband David Woolley, is allegedly joining the financial fight. And this time, it's not about love lost. It's about money owed. Christine's claim is simple. During her marriage, she contributed to the family pot like everyone else. Mortgage payments, groceries, children's schooling, all the wives pitched in, but who profited most? Robyn. That Flagstaff mansion didn't just appear out of thin air. And now Christine believes her money helped build it. She helped build Robyn's dream life, one insider revealed, and she got nothing in return. And remember, Christine isn't just surviving, she's thriving. With income from TLC, her own cooking show, social media partnerships, and a new husband by her side, she's more empowered than ever. But this fight, it's not about dollars, it's about dignity. Insiders say Christine confronted Kody directly. She told him, "You owe me, and I'm not letting this go." As usual, Kody tried to smooth things over with vague claims that everything was settled when she left. But Christine wasn't buying it. The argument may not have gotten loud, but it hit hard. Kody's used to Christine staying quiet to keep the peace, but not anymore. Kody's favorite excuse falls apart. Of course, Kody's go-to defense has always been the same. It was for the family. But fans, and now his ex-wives, aren't buying it. That line might have worked in the past, but when Christine and Mary are no longer part of the family, the logic collapses. Why should they be? Financially tied to a life they've walked away from? Sister Wives fans are split, but vocal. Team Christine and Mary are demanding accountability. They say it's not about revenge, it's about respect. If Kody misused their money, they deserve it back. Team Kody, on the other hand, insists that in a plural marriage, all money is communal. But here's the catch. What happens when the marriage ends? And then there's the skeptical third group. Those who suspect this whole financial feud may just be a TLC goldmine. A made-for-TV scandal that's building toward a season 19 explosion. Could this go to court? Legally only. Robyn is still married to Kody, but that doesn't mean Christine and Mary have no options. Financial experts say if either of them can prove their money was used to purchase or support an asset like Robyn's house without consent, they could take it to court. Imagine the headlines. Mary sues Kody over Robyn's house funds. Christine demands financial compensation after 25 years of sacrifice. And what's Robyn doing during all this? Absolutely nothing. Not a statement, not a tweet, not even a fake smile in a TLC promo. She's gone quiet, too quiet. Some believe she's behind the scenes trying to fix it all. Others think she's hoping the whole thing just blows over. Either way, her silence is speaking volumes. David Woolley enters the arena. Christine's new husband, David Woolley, has been her rock, but insiders say he might also be encouraging Christine to stand up and speak out, not just for justice, but to make sure they start their life together on equal footing. If money's on the table, why walk away from it? And now, the ultimate twist. Kody's apology tour begins. Yes, you read that right. Kody Brown, the man at the center of the storm, is reportedly reaching out to all three of his former wives. Phone calls, even a handwritten letter. He's saying sorry. He's claiming regret. He's telling them he wants to fix what he broke. But is it genuine remorse? Or a desperate last-ditch attempt to salvage his reputation before season 19? Drops? Because let's not forget, by the end of season 18, the once mighty Brown dynasty was nothing more than Kody and Robyn. And even that looks miserable. The final question. If Kody really is making amends, can he undo the damage of the past decade? Or is it too little, too late? Will Christine and Mary finally get justice? Will Robyn break her silence? Will season 19 expose the full truth behind the money, the betrayal, and the collapse of the Brown Empire? Stay locked in right here on Glow Gossips USA, because this story is just heating up. Subscribe now, because the biggest bombshells may still be ahead.
You can have sex without trust. You can't have real intimacy without trust. There's no doubt that, through a lot of
The courtroom had fallen silent. Not because the arguments had ended, but because the emotional wreckage Robyn left behind in her final testimony stunned even the judge. Her voice cracked, her hands trembled, and her eyes, usually defiant, were now swollen with tears she could no longer control. But the silence didn't last long. As Robyn clutched a tissue, trembling under the weight of her exposed lies, Christine's new husband, David Woolley, rose from the audience, uninvited, but unwavering. The moment his voice echoed across the room, the entire atmosphere shifted. Kody, caught off guard, looked like a man watching a ghost walk in with a mirror to his past. David stepped forward, firm and deliberate. "Your Honor, I know I'm not supposed to speak," he began, "but I can't sit silently while this woman weaponizes tears to distract from years of manipulation." Christine's eyes widened, not in fear but in admiration, as David took command of the courtroom like a man who had been silently collecting receipts for years. Kody wasn't just emotionally absent, he was strategically cruel. And Robyn didn't just enable it, she encouraged it, she benefited from it. She watched other women and children fall apart while she sat in comfort. That's not grief, that's entitlement. Robyn gasped audibly. Kody's face turned red. But the court wasn't stopping David. In fact, the judge was listening. The audience leaned in. David wasn't just defending Christine. He was revealing what everyone had tiptoed around for years. Kody allowed this family to collapse. And every time Mary cried, every time Janelle begged for fairness, every time Christine was pushed out, Robyn stood behind Kody and watched it burn. Suddenly, the courtroom doors burst open. Media had gotten wind of the chaos unfolding. Cameras, journalists, and even former TLC producers slipped into the hallway, desperate to catch a glimpse of the storm. And the storm only intensified. David pulled out a stack of documents. "These," he said, "are financial records showing Robyn's name on accounts Kody swore he didn't touch. These accounts were set up during the time the rest of the wives were told there was no money." "Tell me, how does that happen?" Robyn's mouth fell open. She whispered something to her lawyer, but he just shook his head. There was no hiding now. David handed the papers to the court clerk. Mary looked down at her lap, trying to process the betrayal. Janelle closed her eyes, but not out of fatigue, out of long-awaited validation. The truth had finally caught up. With them. Kody couldn't speak. His arrogance had been reduced to blank stares and tapping fingers. The man who once controlled 4 households now couldn't even control his own narrative. The judge looked visibly shaken, but composed. "We'll take a short recess to review these documents," he said. As everyone stood, Robyn sank into her seat, completely broken. Her performance was over. The woman who had cried her way into power had finally cried her way out. Outside the courthouse, chaos erupted. Protesters chanted, news vans lined the streets, and fans of the show sobbed and screamed at once. "Justice for Christine," one sign read. "Kody lied," screamed another. But the moment that stole everyone's breath happened not outside, but in a quiet corner of the hallway, inside. Christine, calm and collected, stood beside David and whispered, "Thank you." And he, with a tired smile, said, "This family deserves better. You deserve better." She took his hand and they walked out, past Kody, past Robyn, past every lie ever told in the name of family. The final blow came hours later when the court reconvened. The judge, holding the documents David submitted, cleared his throat. "Given the evidence presented today," he said, "and the inconsistencies in Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown's financial disclosures, I am freezing all shared assets until a formal forensic audit can be completed." Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Robyn's lawyer objected, but it was too late. The courtroom was no longer just a legal battlefield. It had become the graveyard of Kody and Robyn's empire. David didn't gloat. Christine didn't cry. But the justice that had evaded them for years had finally come home. As they left the building, the sun had already begun to set, casting long shadows behind them, as if the past was finally being laid to rest.